Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I guess first off, who you plan to start? Be your starting pitcher tomorrow.
We're going to probably start Bybee.
What went into that decision? I think a lot. Obviously, you're the coach. You won a million games, but I think a lot of people thought you might start Brady. Kind of what went into the decision to start Ben?
Just Coach Hobbs and I just decided to start him. I think that Brady hasn't thrown for a while. Ben threw the other day and threw the ball over the plate, threw pretty well. And you'll probably see Brady sometime this week. Hopefully, we win some games and get into it a little bit and get to use them all.
So Brady and Mason could be out of the bullpen, could be starting, just kind of depending on how things go.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if Hagan, I assume Hagan will start Thursday, but be limited. But yeah, obviously I'm just a writer. You're the coach. What are your thoughts on how you want to use Hagan?
Yeah. He should pitch in the next couple of days. We're not sure yet on how we're going to use him, but he'll get out there.
And then how's do you have an update on Cooper?
Yeah, so far everything, has come back where, it's not it's a non-surgical injury, but we're gonna have it relooked at again with maybe had to do a dye test on everything. But yeah, so far so good.
So I assume he's probably not pitching this week.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
Okay, well, you know what, assuming makes whatever out of you and me. And then we don't know if you're going to play out. Maybe well, if you play Alabama, what are your thoughts on Alabama?
Well, this would be a home game for them, and it'll be full of Alabama fans. And as far as their team, I mean, they're very offensive. And, when we played them there in Tuscaloosa, they pitched us really well. We didn't swing the bat very well, and they're very good.
And if it's South Carolina, what would you say about them?
Yeah, just, I mean, we won a couple of games there, some tight games. We only know what we know. I guess they're solid. They maybe struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks, but they're very talented. They have some really good arms. It's hard to say who they would throw against us, but at this time of the year, you just kind of play and go from there.
Yeah, I might have a couple more. I'll turn it back to Oliver. Thanks, Dave.
Okay.
Hutch, go ahead.
Hey, Dave, we saw yesterday that the SEC announced that y'all are going to be using a double base at first in the SEC tournament. Just when did you find out that y'all were going to be doing that, and what are your thoughts on that?
I've known for a while, probably, I don't know, a month maybe. I like it. As a matter of fact, at our workout today here in a little bit, that'll be the first thing that I do is go over the rules. There's not a lot of rules, but there's some that you need to know. When you use the outside base, every time on a batted ball throwing the infield, you have to hit we'll call it the green base because that's what it is here. Sometimes they're orange. On the initial play, the first play, you use the outside bag, but then plays after that, if there's an overthrow or something, then you've got to use the white base. If there's a strike three, the defender can use either base if the ball draws him to the foul side of the base, and the batter runner can use the inside bag. So there's just a few little things that the guys need to really know.
I want to ask you about Peyton Holt. I'm curious what you remember about him. I assume you knew about him in high school and everything. You played with Connor Nolan and everything. What do you remember about him coming out of high school and then again recruiting him out of JUCO?
Just that he was athletic, strong for his size, and you know, just I guess that's probably about it, to be honest with you. So he needed to go off, in our opinion, and get some at bats, and it ended up working out for him because I think he started out at Lafayette, 4-year school, stayed a semester, and then went to JUCO, and played a little bit everywhere there. I saw him play a couple of times, and he did, he held his own, and when we got him, we didn't know we were going to play him at third, second, outfield. He basically played them all, but told us he would play anywhere, not a problem.
In your experience, I mean, how much does it help, or like what benefit is there whenever you got an in-state guy like that who probably, grew up, loving the Razorbacks, and just what kind of how does that help a team to have a guy like that?
Well, the in-state thing's always a plus, just because of the people that know him, knowing what it's like to grow up in this state and be a Razorback, but really it's all about the person. You can get somebody from out of state that, that has the heart and the desire that Peyton has, but maybe they don't have the knowledge or the experience of what I've grown, they have luxury growing up around it and how important it is to a lot of people in the state. So I think that's the plus. And he's fun to be around, and he brings a little extra excitement to the game just because he wants to win so much for the Razorbacks.
Totally.
What kind of mentality and energy level did you see at practice yesterday?
Yesterday's workout was really good. I think the position players probably didn't know what we were going to do. We were just going to go out there and take a few ground balls and hit. And no, we had a little uptick practice, and it lasted a little longer than they probably thought. And I thought they responded real well. And we put a little pressure on them offensively, and then on the defensive end, they were working some live off the bat, and I thought it went real well.
Evan?
Yeah, coach, back to kind of the double first base bag. Is that a bit of a relief that you have those two bags so you can avoid injury like with what happened with Brady Slavens a couple of years ago?
I think it's a good thing, once we get used to it, and it might look a little different or funny to some people, but I think down the road, I don't know why we haven't been using it. There's been a World Series won and lost because of a call at first base, and kind of in my opinion, and I'm talking big league World Series, an interference call, changed game. So at least it gives the batter runner a little more of a target to run to. And if he's over there about to touch the base and he gets hit in the back, he's safe. And it's changed many a game. And then the safety thing, there's been some bad collisions over there, some vulnerable first basemen, a lot of knees hurt and just problems. And I think down the road it should fly. I don't know why it wouldn't. Something may happen, but I don't really know what would keep it from being something that we use all the time.
And when you look back at all of the memories that you've made playing in Hoover, what stands out the most?
Well, we were talking about him at breakfast this morning. There's a lot of good memories here. Benintendi hitting one off the scoreboard after midnight, and Bobby Wernitz's fouling off about 10 pitches and hitting a go-ahead home run, and us sprinting Zach Jackson to the bullpen so he could close the bottom of the ninth. And, we were down 3 runs to Florida, an elimination game, and it didn't get started till late. It's probably 1 a.m, and a lot of people missed a really cool game, honestly. That was one of my good memories. And obviously the run we made in 21 when we won the tournament and got to bring home that pretty glass looking trophy for the first time, because everybody said, I don't care about winning the conference tournament. Because we always care. You just don't want to smoke your players, they don't want to wear them out. And, so that was a good run. There's a lot of good memories. There's some that have been quick trips here, and you're frustrated, but then when you're back home and you're getting ready to play in a regional, you're kind of going, hey, maybe we were lucky to get out of there. We can get our feet back underneath us and get strong for the weekend. So you never know how this thing's going to lead you.
Thanks, coach.
Jackson, go ahead. Hey, coach. Excuse me. Heavy Peyton Holt theme. He was, all defensive outfielder in the SEC and didn't start taking reps out there till the, early in the year. Did you foresee that kind of ceiling maybe for him defensively in the outfield when he did make the switch?
Well, we were just hoping that, defensively in the outfield, that he could make all the plays he's supposed to make, the great play, the superstar play, the over the head catches. And those are just a plus for us. I don't think I could have foreseen that. And, he played in the outfield over the last couple of years for us in the fall, and, but full time pretty much, like you said, a month and a half ago or so, just trying to get him in the lineup because he was hitting, and we needed some more offense, and guys that we thought were going to hit didn't hit. And, You know, he helped us win a lot of games there with his bat, and now the glove has helped us a little bit. And then, you know, the bat's been pretty steady. So happy for him, and he made us better.
You know, Mason this weekend against Texas A&M looked great. But what is it about just when starters maybe move to the bullpen, you know, they can find their form a little bit down there? Is there any, you know, magic trick to it? Is it just as simple as, you know, they don't have to worry about throwing so many innings?
I think it's a little bit of everything, you know, not worrying about, you know, throwing 6, 7 innings, just go in there. You come in the 6th or 7th, you know how many innings are left, and you let it fly a little bit. And then you throw in the other part of it, you know, you're frustrated because you're not starting, and you're going to go down there, you're going to prove to everybody you should be starting. There's just a lot in there. And I thought he did a great job. We probably wouldn't have won that game without him. And then, you know, the crazy thing is he comes in and gives us a good inning or two, and you know, White hits a 3-run homer. I mean, it's just a lot of good mojo going on in the dugout. So baseball's a funny game. You know, you just never know what's going to flip. So hopefully next time he gets on the mound, he goes out and pitches really well, and we can make a decision, leave him in the pen, start him, whatever we need to do, you know, coming up here in a regional or whatever.
Bob, come back around.
Dave, you know, Bobby's had several starts for you. Just what do you thought about his season, or what are you looking for out of him tomorrow? Is he on a pitch count too? Because obviously you want to have everybody ready to go next weekend.
Yeah, he'll be on a pitch count, or we'll just kind of monitor how it's going, and, you know, shorter than longer. I mean, we're not going to leave him in because we have available arms. You know, it's not like we're getting to the end and, you know, we're trying to get another inning out of somebody or a few more outs. If it's going great, we'll leave him in till a certain count. If it's not going great early, then we'll get him out sooner than later. So yeah, I mean, he's throwing the ball well, throws it over the plate, makes you earn it a little bit, and that's what you want.
And then I think you guys are, you know, a top 8 seed, no matter what you do in Hoover, you know. So from your all's perspective, and you've been there a million times, and like you say, you've gone 0-2 and gone to Omaha and won it, and the different scenarios. But what's the benefit this week for you guys? What can you guys get out of this tournament?
Well, maybe to get some guys going offensively, maybe some guys' confidence back up on the mound a little bit, and then just playing baseball, continue to play live games with, you know, I'm not going to say stress-free, but because everybody, man, when you step between the lines, you want to win, you don't want to lose, and just hopefully get better. You know, there's always a chance of somebody getting hurt or going the other way, so that's concerning. But I mean, that's every day. You just play and be together, and hopefully guys want to fight for each other, and looking forward to next week.
And then as far as the first base thing, maybe it's just the way my mind thinks. You said the first baseman has the option of tagging either base or having his foot on either base. So what
No,
if did I get that?
that's only on a strike 3. I missed strike 3.
Oh, okay, I got you. I was wondering what happens if a runner touches the white bag and the first baseman's foot on the green bag. It's just one big giant bag. Okay. And then obviously the level of competition there, you know, let's face it, you're going to see, you know, some good teams in a regional, but not probably, you're not going to have 3 teams as good as the SEC, 3 SEC teams probably. How good is it? How sharp does it keep you when you're playing these high level teams? And like you say, a little bit of a difference, a little bit less stress than maybe a weekend series.
Well, it's like I told the team over 2 weeks ago before we played Mississippi State, the day before we opened up with them. I said, the next 2 weekends, we're going to play 6 games against 2 teams that we won't probably play anybody more talented. And this should help get us ready. Well, this continues on for that. It's just, you don't get shocked by the competition. And I'm sure whoever we play in the regional, there's going to be a team or 2 in our regional that's every bit as good as what we're playing here. There usually is, and it's all about timing and different things, but it keeps you sharp. It keeps you on your toes, and, you know, you don't kind of lose anything as far as, wow, they kind of caught us off guard. I don't think anybody's going to catch us off guard with the teams we play here in the last couple of weeks.
Oh, you know, going back to your Nebraska days, well, probably, I guess Northwestern, you guys played in a conference tournament. All these conference tournaments you coached in 30, whatever it's been. Have you changed your philosophy over the years, or just how does all that experience help you figure out how to manage a pitching staff, maybe when to give a guy a rest or pinch hit, or give young guys reps, or just how's all that experience playing to how you
Yeah.
approach it?
Well, it kind of depends on what you're playing for. You know, there was a couple of times at Nebraska, we felt like we needed to win the tournament. We fought and we won the tournament, make sure we get in. That was my second year there and kind of came out of nowhere and did that. And then, you know, the next couple of years, we'd already finished first or second in the league. So it wasn't so important. We still won it because it just kind of happened. It wasn't like we were killing ourselves trying to do it, wearing ourselves down. I mean, yeah, you do learn. You can just look at people. You look at their face. You watch the way they're throwing the ball, the way they're swinging the bat. How hot is it? You know, is it 93 and 90% humidity? And after 3 innings, a pitcher's shot, you know, and you're kind of going, wow, it's going to take 5 days to recover from this now. So we need to get him out of there. And those are the things you got to look for. And so it's different every tournament or even every game. You just with what you see. So you don't want to stress guys out to try to win a tournament. If it happens for you and things go your way, man, then try to win it. But if you don't want to recycle guys, you know, that pitch them 2 and 3 times on a weekend, even if they're relievers, and then they got 5 days to recover before you open up next weekend. It gets a little difficult.
Yeah, well, one more on Peyton Holt. If somebody told you even before the SEC season, not before the season, just before the SEC play, he's going to make the all defensive team, what would you, as an outfielder, what would you have said?
I'd say if somebody told me that, I'd say that's great, man. That's awesome to know. I have no idea what I would think. I wouldn't say, well, I don't believe that. I would just say, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, he's a good player and he's a good athlete. And you put him on the line or put him between those lines, he's playing to win, and he's gonna give you everything that he's got. And he throws in talent and good things happen. I think that's what you're seeing with him.
One more on Hagen Smith. You know, Oliver sent a release saying he's I guess a semifinalist for the Golden Spikes. And he's obviously had an awesome year, but maybe you think a hitter might get it, somebody like Condon. Well, what are your thoughts on Hagen and the Golden Spikes and his chance to win that?
Well, it's always tough, it seems like, for the pitchers to win the Golden Spikes compared to the hitter because there's so many different categories, you know, home run, batting average, and I don't know. It just seemed like it was more of a position player award. You know, Kevin Kopps won it, and his numbers were incredible, and number of wins and saves and appearances. And, you know, I don't remember who his competition was that year, but I think certain years, you know, Hagen with his numbers, he would have a real good shot at winning it. With the hitter or two having an incredible year like Condon, makes it more difficult. But you know, he's our Golden Spikes winner, even if he doesn't get the national one. That's the way we feel about it.
Okay, thanks.
Coach, thanks for your time.
Okay, see you guys.